You know, it's funny, the women's body is funny, and I raised a daughter, and the girls are different from the boys because you have this body to deal with. And so look at
Yes.
yourself when you were raised with your parents. And at the times when you were young and cute and everything was fine, but as you got a little older, you started to talk back to your parents, didn't you? You and others and your girlfriends, and you would get together and talk about this. You know, oh, my parents are funny, they're weird, they're stupid, they're whatever. Okay. You would talk about this,
Yes.
wouldn't you? Yes, of course you did. They all do. And I remember when Lindsay was becoming a teenager and whatever, and her girlfriends would come over. And, you know, I had fun with them. They were giggly girls. And I would ask them, I would say, you know, do you say funny things about your parents and give them bad time too? And they'd laugh and they go, yeah, we do. So I knew that. And so, but I like talking to them. They're fun. And this is where she's at. Also, she didn't answer the question, where does she want to go? And here's another idea also. If she were to leave the earth, what about the rest of us? We would miss her. Well, what if I stopped talking? What if I didn't show up? What if I did nothing? What if I did nothing, had done nothing, or decided all this? I decided all this. Where would she be? She wouldn't know, would she? See, all of you, you wouldn't know. I'm the one that decided this. It didn't magically come about. It had to be decided. It took a lot. And it comes and goes. And yeah, you're going to get attacked. That's how it is. And yeah, at times take a rest. Yeah, I know it's hard. Sometimes I didn't want to show up either. Sometimes I just want to go off and go to the beach and forget it. You know, this technology, the computer stuff and whatever. I don't want to sit here. I sat here for years in a row. And no, I don't like it. I want to get on with the projects and do other things. But this is how the world is. This is really how it is. And so, and yeah, the dark side is there, and they want you to stop. They want you to stop. But will you stop? That's up to you. Yeah. Yeah. That's
Yes.
how real it gets. That's how real it gets, sweetie. It gets very, very real. And just like the sun shining, and the world is being destroyed. That's real too, but you're pretending, everybody's pretending. They're hoping that it won't be, but it is. Every moment, every day, it's being destroyed. What will you do? Run and hide? Stop? Go right ahead. You will still be the effect. You see, the thing is that when you give in to them, instead of creatively confronting them, right now I'm confronting all the world governments, reptilians, the space people, everything. I'm confronting all of them. It's like, here I am. They all know I'm here. The whole world, you know. Some of them know that you're there, etc. But the whole world and beyond this know that I'm here. I'm stepping up. I'm doing it. So that this is just how it is. I know. And so, and especially, it's hard for the seers because they're having this experience and they're going to wonderful places and they're with their real guides all the time and they see this. It's harder for them. I've dealt with many seers, but they still don't really see what's real, even though they're having the experiences. Is Rebazar stopping? Does he stop? Do the real guides stop? They've been around thousands of years, millions of years, beyond that. They don't stop. So again, those that don't really see it, they will quit, they will stop, they will go this way or that way, they will justify it. You'll just go back to your personal life and you really have nothing. Nothing at all. What are you going to do? Go watch TV? Go to some happy little place and be happy while the world's dying and being destroyed? We're not here to save the world. We're here to share what's real because this is for you. So if you stop yourself. That's real. Because this is how you get through it and become more aware by facing it. Just like in war, when there's two armies at each other, facing each other, if one of the armies runs off, well, then the other army comes in and takes over and steals everything from them because they gave up. And that's what happens. They will take everything from you if you stop. So you learn to take on the challenge and love it and be creatively confront it. That's how you get through it, and you'll be okay. You see, you'll be okay. But if you want to stay in your hospital bed, that's your choice. And, it looks like the hospitals, as an example, when you're not feeling well, you go to the doctor and they put you in the hospital, that they're helping you. They're not helping you. They're making you worse. They're giving you bad drugs. You're in 5G, and you're with stupid people that don't know what they're doing. So where's the benefit? Where's the benefit in hiding? Yeah, because they're going to get you anyhow. They just want to see you run. And as you do, and I did this with Claudia and Sandy and others to line up in Lil and Inky with the Queen of Orion, etc. Well, they stopped. And the aliens saw this. And they just thought, well, these people, they don't have it, so why should we agree with them? And so they left for a while. And all that had to be brought around again, or it doesn't come at all. And I'm very grateful to people like Kevin, especially, that shares his real side experiences and shares them here. Here is the important part, not on the real side. That, in a way, is a figment, okay, to prompt an individual to eventually recognize their real awareness. We're not going to pop over into some la-la land. It's actually going to be better than that because it's awareness. And getting this through to people is huge because you've been brought up with the religious idea that if you're a good person, you're going to go to some happy heaven and everything's going to be taken care of. Well, that's somewhere in creation, and you're not going to be taken care of. You're going to be a slave for future lifetimes. That's why many people go back to religion, because they want the promise of being okay with the personal self, but they don't realize that you have to recognize something real beyond the personal self. And that's huge. And so the dreams and vision are a start, but that's not it. And the two really good seers that I was working with before for several years, they couldn't see what's real. They had experiences with Rebazar and Paul all the time. They didn't see it. They backed off. And now one of them, there was some other master or reading other stuff or whatever. Why? When Rebazar's there in the real guides, and here's the purpose, look at the focus. Look at what has taken place. Look at what has been mentioned about what we're doing, because it really does matter. And if you stop, you're stopping yourself, and it actually affects others. And the aliens see this, and they see people backing off. And so they're going to back off too, those that want to help us. They're going to back off too. So it's kind of like the movie Braveheart with Mel Gibson. You just keep going. And they tried to buy him off. They tried to do whatever. But he kept going until they destroyed him. That's just how it is. Where are you going to go? Where are you going to run and hide? Yeah. So it's a choice. I can't say it's her choice, whatever she wants to do. Yeah, you go through the aches and pains. And I went through hell and high water many times, all kinds of stuff, all kinds of attacks, rashes, just on and on, illnesses, lightning bolts from the Callum God, etc., in the hospital. Oh yeah, I went through it all. It's a choice. You decide, but this is an opportunity like nothing else, and you have to see it. You have to be the risk taker. You have to just decide, I'm doing it no matter what. My life is worth nothing. But being aware is all life is, because otherwise you will lose it. You will forget that it exists. And all you have is what's in creation, and it's all nothing. It's all really nothing. But it helps you to wake up to what's real. Yeah, that's what's so cool. But it's a choice. And it's all okay, because there will be more. So it's her choice. And I understand. But, it's day by day, every moment. And that's how real it is. But otherwise, you'll just grow old. And what do you have? You decide. There's something kind of humorous about all this, but you got to get through it first. It's kind of like it's just like a relationship, and you've been there. You were on the Skype, and you're going through this personal stuff, but once you get past it, you see, gee, it's nothing. Paul, when he was going through this, and he talked about it, he wrote a book called The Difficulties of Becoming the Living Egg Master. And in it, and other things, he explained all the hell and high water that he went through. And for years, he shook his fist and said, why me? Why did you pick me? Etc. And I see this. And he went through it too. He went through it too, finally, till, he figured it out. And that's how it is. Now, here's the idea. Very simple. It's so simple, but you got to go through it. Look at the sun shining. You have to decide that you want to be like the sun shining. That's a decision, okay? And even if it takes 1,000,000 years, you must decide. There's no pressure on her. The pressure is from herself, is what it is. And so just like James Bond, he faces death every day. Indiana Jones, just like in the movies. There are people that do this every day. I'm facing the whole world. I'm surprised they haven't destroyed me. But you know what? They're agreeing. And so they want to see if you'll face it. That's the whole idea, if you'll face it. And there's more to this. But then again, what is it that you want? Are you going to step up and do it all? Or are you just going to pick and choose what you want? Well, you have that choice. And nobody's obligated, whatever. Nobody has to show up here. Nobody has to do anything. It's your choice. I just prompt people to do something, to suggest it for themselves. I'm fine. I don't need it. I don't need this or that or whatever. But I'm very grateful to listen because I'm part of it. It's like being part of a big family. Yeah, you want to be part of the family. You want the other family members, whatever, just like you are there. You have all these people and you love them and you care about them. But at the same time, that's the fake family. That's not your real family, because that's not really you. Those are just the bodies, etc. And it's okay. It's a start. But I left my fake family, the fake family and all that. I left them, the fake friends and whatever, because they didn't want to be real. They wanted to stay fake. That's their choice. Hey, I didn't try and talk them out of it. It's fine. Hey, have fun. It's your life. You decide. I have the so-called daughter, brother, former wife, girlfriends, whatever, friends, whatever. That's their choice. Hey, I love the adventure. I love the challenge. This is my love affair, like the sun shining. This is my love affair. It has to be a love affair. And it's just like in a relationship, and it's just like when two people are in danger and one has to sacrifice their life for the other. This is what it is. And that is that you love that other person so much, you'll sacrifice yourself for them. Yeah, we're being sacrificed. When I first took the rod of power, hey, I knew I was the lamb on the chopping block. I figured that out real fast. It's like, whoa, I'm the one they're putting out there to bring the lion forward. That's me. Yeah, that's just how it is. They want to see what you can do. Will you do it? Yeah, so she can do whatever she wants. If she wants to just come here and do nothing, that's fine. Can ask her, it's between you girls. This is where your support helps. And also in the past, when people left the Skypes, other people see that, and then they start leaving too. I saw it. See again, but as those who have the courage to step up and share and be here all the time as an example, because no one else in the world is doing this. Among billions of people, unaware people, we're the very few doing this. See how unique it is? Where are you going to find this? And if you stay away too long, you're going to forget. You're just going to go back to your personal life and all the drama, and you'll have nothing. But that's a choice, because there is nothing in creation to have. Yeah. And this is how it is. This is how real it is. So when you focus on what's real and you learn to recognize it like the sun shining, and will you decide to be like the sun shining if it takes 1,000,000 years? Will you decide that and hold to that? Or do you want to just be the person here? Your choice. And whatever you want to do, no one's obligated. No one's obligated. Everything's fine. I'm fine with everything. I'm focused on what I'm doing. I'm doing it. If others want to become involved, fine. If they don't, fine. I'm still going to do it. I'm still going to be looking for people that want to step up and become more aware. Let's just keep doing it. Yeah. And Paul and Reva have been very patient with me this lifetime. Boy, I've put them through a lot. I'm just every moment, it's like, whatever. I see the bigger picture. There's something more. There's something always better. You have to be patient. You have to be creative, and you have to learn to see it. And you have to learn to go for it. And that's a lot. You're very young at this. You see, I've seen this so much of the time. People have, all of a sudden, they'll have these experiences, and that's what they want. They want the experiences, but there's a whole lot more to it than that, And so when we were young, we pretended that we were like the parents. Sometimes we even wore their clothes where they were too big, and we laughed and giggled. But when you're the parent, when all of a sudden you're big, hey, you got to face it. You got to go get a job. You got to, pay the rent. You got to buy gasoline, buy food for the family, whatever. Now you got to do it. You got to face the hell. And in a boring workplace, or where people don't like you, or the boss fired you and you got to find a new job or whatever. Yeah. Yeah, you think that's a struggle? Yeah. Well, it is, isn't it? And look at the government. You almost can't do nothing. And people are killed just because you don't wear a scarf, etc. This is the world. All I'm trying to share is that, hey, yeah, this is hard. This is the hardest thing you do. The strongest people in the world, the strongest men in the world won't take this challenge on because they're afraid. The reptilians, the dark force, why do you think they bother her? Why do you think they bother all of us? Because they're more afraid than you are. That's very real. So if you need some inspiration, go see Predator with Arnold Schwarzenegger and some other movies, or Mission Impossible, etc., James Bond, what have you. This is the real world. This is really how it is here. So I'm fine with it until they destroy me, whatever. That's all I can do, but I'm not going to run and hide. Where am I going to go? What am I going to do? Look for some happiness? I'm bored with all that. I like the challenge of seeing what is next and seeing who will wake up and has the courage to step up and do something real and genuine. Yeah, that's the fun part. That's really my thrill, but it's a love affair. So again, the sun's shining, there it is. You decide. It's your life. And everything's okay. Whatever she decides, it's all okay. So again, all we're doing here is presenting something that's a benefit, and each person decides what they're going to do with it. It's that simple. So, you look at the old ways, the religions, the spiritual paths, they all have their ritual ceremonies, their routines, their meditations, whatever. You're supposed to do it at this certain time and whatever. Well, the birds don't do that. The sun's shining, it's not concerned. This is more real and a lot more fun once you see it. But yes, you do have that personal side, and we all have to deal with it. But you want to learn to where you utilize the personal self to help you have the awareness to where your whole being is okay, not just passively pamper the little self and all the things that it wants, etc. It still gets things, but you kind of transform it. So instead of eating garbage food, you start to eat food that's better for you, that actually is a benefit for your body, instead of one that gives you diseases. That's all. But yes, you're attached to the old garbage food because it tastes so good, but it's giving you diseases and you have to go to the doctor all the time. Well, you don't want to admit that it's the food because you want to keep eating it because of the taste. And so there's a transition that takes place. And that's why I wrote that group the other day, transition. And that's the hardest part, is making the transition. Yes. But as you get into the position with a real purpose, then you see it. And yes, it's still a battle, but you can handle it now. Yeah. And so just like a new mother, where she has the child and the child's crying all the time and has to change the diapers and do all this stuff, it's a big transition. But eventually she gets the routine and she can handle it and she loves it. It doesn't matter. She'll handle it. Yeah. And so kids are going through the transition. It's a big transition. Yeah. But it's okay. You have the best guidance. But you decide. No one is to feel obligated or pressured. That's your own idea of things. There's no such thing. Life is the sun shining. Life does not demand anything from anyone. You have free choice. You decide your fate, your life, your being. You decide at every moment. Now you know. The authorities have intimidated us into thinking that we must decide according to what they want us to decide. It's all a fallacy. It's all fear. But if that's what you want to decide, your choice. You have many choices. Here we decide what we do, and I don't decide for others. So, and she decides. So yes. So Harold is desperate. They're all very desperate, and I know that just like last week, when even the electricity went off, the internet went down. It's because what I'm doing with other things. Yes, they attack us too, and we have to deal with it. And so this is how it is. But we'll get through it. And one of the experiences, and that is that we will succeed, and the governments will leave us alone. Yeah. So, and there's an alien armada coming to help us out, and as long as we stay strong, they will back us. So we have to show strength. We have to step up and face all of this, because the dark force is really an illusion. That's all. It's just, confused souls, and they can change, and a lot of them are. So as we stay strong, they will see this, and they will make better decisions. I know it's a lot, but this is how it is. So we get the challenge. We get to become more aware, and we're going to have the most fun. But it's going to take a little time to put it together. Yes, and the real guides are doing it. Yes, everything's fine. See, we get through it, and it just becomes simpler. So see you next time. Big adventure. Thank you so much.